Welcome to Underkill TV, here at Underkill TV HQ, I guess, and joined by two very special guests, Darren and Gareth from Buffalo Summer. How are you doing, boys?
I'm very well.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah. And we're here basically to talk about the Steelhouse Festival, and quite ironically, you guys are playing it as well.
Apparently so, yeah.
So, you're looking forward to is this your third time playing the Steelhouse now?
Yes, it is. It is, actually. When you think of it like that.
You guys are on the Friday night, aren't you?
Yes.
And who else is playing on the Friday night with you boys?
It's the opening band's called Everyday Heroes. They won a Battle of the Bands in the Farewell Rock Club in Cardiff, so congratulations to those boys, and looking forward to seeing them. And the main supporter band called Those Damn Crows.
Not seen them. Do you know a bit about them, Gareth? Or?
I don't, to be honest. I've heard of them, but I've never actually checked them out, but I will be before we play that night.
And as I said, like the third time to the Steelhouse Festival, every year it seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. To me personally, this is my favourite year they've ever had, like, you know, for the bands that are there. And are you looking forward to checking any of the bands out?
Absolutely, and like the lineup of Steelhouse is always jaw-dropping, you know, and the fact that it happens so locally in South Wales is amazing. And I think this year I've never seen The Darkness, and so, you know, like, so that's going to be amazing. And like Blues Pills are playing this year, like they're really cool kind of German band. And yeah, like obviously Thunder, doesn't want to be going to see Thunder, you know what I mean? And so yeah, the lineup this year is truly awesome.
I think like you're saying about The Darkness will surprise people, because I mean I remember seeing The Darkness now 14 years ago, before the actual first single came out and everything like that, and they were one of these bands that I come away like, holy shit, you know, I've witnessed this balls out rock and roll band. And I think when you actually see them live, you appreciate how much they are. I mean, did you see them at Rockstock last year, or were you not there last year?
No, but I seen them in. I saw them on the second album tour in Cardiff in the arena, and yeah, it was really good. And well, he came out on like a fucking tiger or something out into the crowd.
Tiger. Yeah, it's a Christmas tour, isn't it?
This one, yeah. So no, the hell of a live show, like hell of a live.
No, just a
actual tiger. That's
one of the fair, like one of those tigers.
And of course you've got the Dead Daisies, who I think, you know, have got probably one of the best singers in the business now. John Corabi, you know, who obviously wrote my favourite Motley Crue album of all time. You know, with Motley Crue, you know, they're another great live band. And
I've heard lots of really great things. There was some friends of ours did a touring festival in the States, and were playing the same stage as them, or the adjacent stage. And the lineup of that band is just like it is, and you know, like the word supergroup I think was designed to describe bands like Dead Daisy. So yeah, I'll be very excited to kind of see that. Isn't Doug Aldrich playing guitar for them? You know what I mean? Like Doug Aldrich, one of the most underrated guitar players of all time, and so for that alone, you know, that's worth the price of admission just by itself.
And like you said, 80 quid for 2 days, or 3 days, isn't it? And I think it's £15 camping. You can't go wrong with that, guy.
You can't. I think it is, you know, for the money-wise, it is the best festival in the UK, easily, I would say. Just, especially the quality of the bands you get. Yeah. Definitely the best, and it's always good just hoping hopefully be some better weather this year.
Yeah, that's
last year, but it's still always good anyway. But you know.
No, absolutely. I mean, and like you said, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Like you say, the other thing, it's great for family value, because I mean, you've got every child under 14 goes free. I mean, you can't beat that.
It's one of those things. I think all of us present, and certainly lots of us watching, were already crazy about rock music by the time that I was 14, you know what I mean? And so the concept, especially essentially in South Wales, anywhere on that M4 corridor, the fact that, you know, if you're into rock, you can take your kids and stuff, and it's a proper family event, you know, and the fact that, you know, these adolescents get to go in for free, value for money is, you know, unparalleled.
I think £3 for a tenner as well, you know, at a festival that's unheard of, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and like awesome, like real ales and stuff, all made in South Wales, lots of them, and yeah, honestly, the beer tent is one of my highlights of the festival in my experience.
And also one of my the Von Hertzen brothers are playing as well. They're really good live, and one of my personal favourites, TerraVision. Have you ever seen them live?
I don't think I have. Did they play Neath? Was it TerraVision?
Yeah, they did.
Was it Knoll Fest? They played that, but I can't remember if I actually saw them or not.
Yeah.
Like we played, I think earlier on in the day, but
We had 2 gigs.
yeah,
So we didn't see them. But
playing in the night. Yeah.
yeah, we had 2 gigs in one day. We didn't see Television. Sorry, Television.
They're another great live band. Obviously, one of my favourites as well. Obviously, Ginger Wildheart as well, with Hey Hello, which is one of his. I mean, there's been a bit of turmoil in the camp there, but I think anybody as talented as Ginger can sort of if anybody can pull anything off in rock and roll, it's Ginger. Like, I mean,
Absolutely.
this is like more of his pop. Rock sort of genre stuff, I mean, he's got like this many bands on the go, so that should be good, and hopefully, if you want to check them out. And I think obviously Thunder as well, like you just said, anybody who hasn't seen Thunder live, you guys have seen him live, haven't you?
Absolutely. And it's one of my favourite festival stories of all time. Involves me and Gareth going to see Thunder in Sonosphere 2009, where in Sonosphere, this was 2009, so it's like in the second year, I think, maybe the first year of Sonosphere, and I think it was Heaven and Hell played. That was magnificent, by the way. Yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. It was like torrential rain, but it was still amazing. And Thunder was sort of after the headliners, like they were headlining the second or the third stage after Heaven and Hell, like a close-in thing. So everybody after watching Heaven and Hell ran down to get a place to see Thunder, and so there was one of those huge, and I mean like 3,000 people marquee. The third stage, it's not a small stage. No. So we all kind of crammed in, and so Gareth goes like, right, I'm gonna go and get a pint, and he's gone for a little while, and then I was like, where's Gareth and my pint? And so then it was so full, they'd put up barriers and were stopping people coming in because it was over capacity. So Gareth is having a very sort of verbal altercation with the security man, going like, "You gotta let me back in. All my mates are inside." And so Gareth was extraordinarily upset because he didn't get to see Thunder, or he didn't get to see as much of Thunder as the rest of us did.
Gutted, Gar. But hopefully this time round now you can make up for that this time.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I was lucky. I had seen Thunder once before in Cardiff again, but yeah, I was just didn't fancy. I was just stuck in the rain with all the boys who were in the tent watching Thunder. So hopefully that won't happen again.
And obviously with you boys as well, while we're on the subject of bands, you boys got a new album out then. At last it's out.
Apparently so, like.
Do you want to tell people about that?
The record's called Second Son. It came out in May on our new record label, UDR Music. It's the long-awaited, difficult second album. I'd heard many bands refer to the album, their second record, as being the difficult second album, and I always thought it meant it was difficult in terms of getting songs written and everything else. Whereas for Buffalo Summer, the difficult aspect of it came from actually getting the thing out and having to go through the whole administrative process of trying to find a record label that we felt a connection to and everything else. So yeah, after much deliberation and sitting around and waiting and complaining and stuff, it's here. You can go to a shop and purchase the record.
And what does it sound like compared to the first one, Gar? How would you describe it compared to the debut album?
It still sounds like us, I think, but it's just much better sort of written songs, and there's more diversity on it. Some heavier songs, some mellower songs, and I just think it's a really good mix. And it sounds really good. It was produced by Barrett Martin.
And, from the Walking Papers and
Walking Papers. Screaming Trees. Yeah. We toured with Walking Papers a few times, and Barrett, on I think one of the last tours we did, he offered to produce the album, so that was great. So he came to do that, and it's turned out really well, so really happy with it. And it's been a really good response as well, so better than we thought, so can't really complain. So.
And like you said, the good thing, not the good thing, but the difficult, like you said, Darren, about putting the difficult second album. I mean, anybody who's a bit of a hardcore Buffalo fan will have known these songs before they've come out, because you've been playing these songs for a long time. Years. So I mean, it must have been great for you guys to get it out there at long last, because you've heard this and you're sitting on this record, and finally you can release it to the general public.
It's a joyful feeling, truly, and like there are songs in this record, like towards the end of the album, there's a song called Little Charles, which is kind of a Motown inspired, kind of a funky tune. We put a horn section on it in tribute to some of our favourite soul artists, and if my memory serves, we recorded our first album in 2011, and it was released in 2012 initially when we self-released it.
Yeah.
And I can remember coming out of the studio in 2011 on, you know, a Sunday we were done, and then on Tuesday we were straight back into rehearsals, and we wrote Little Charles. So it was 5 years since the embryo of a song was formulated, and we've been gigging that song since then, and only last month did the album with it on actually come out, you know what I mean? And so, for Second Son, we actually wrote somewhere in the region of about 30 songs, because it was like years, it was like a 4 or 5 year period where we just wrote loads of songs, and so we whittled it down to the 12 that you hear on the album. So we're already full steam ahead for the next record, and so I think we've, on top of the 18 songs that didn't make it onto Second Son, I think we've already got about 7 or 8 cast iron song ideas already. That's brand new material that fortunately nobody's ever heard. So now we're starting to get that amazing excitement back, where we can, you know, inevitably, possibly, over the next few months, start pulling out some new material.
So those that want to see you at the Steelhouse, then make sure you're there on the Friday night. And that, I think that opens about 7 o'clock on the Friday, isn't it? First band.
I believe so, yeah. And it's going to be awesome. We did last year, so yeah, it's an honour, you know, to be asked to kind of do this secret little headline set on the Friday for the campers, you know. And so
I think the other good thing is you must be quite honoured you're the first band ever to come back 2 years on the trot.
I didn't know that, but yeah, no, if we are, then that's absolutely amazing, yeah. So yeah, thank you, Steelhouse, for having us back.
Fair play. And as I say, those that want to check out the Steelhouse Festival, make sure you go to the website, which is www.steelhousefestival.com. And those that want to check out Buffalo Summer and their new album, Second Son, where can they go to?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, buffalosummer.net, YouPorn. No, we got loads of stuff on YouTube and just various social media outlets.
Excellent stuff. Well, guys, hopefully we can catch up with you and have a chat with you at the Steelhouse. I'm sure you're going to be hanging around for the whole weekend.
Absolutely, we'll be hanging around as long as we possibly can without loitering, I think.
So we'll hopefully have a chat to you and maybe you know, get your opinion on a couple of bands that you've been waiting to see, and you know, perhaps you can catch Darren and Gareth there and see who they've enjoyed over the weekend, and you know how it was for them on the Friday night.
Absolutely, that sounds great.
Excellent stuff. Well, boys, thanks for your time. Thanks for popping round to my humble abode.
Thanks for having us.
And once again, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here.
No worries, thank you very much.
And this is Alistair for Underkill TV, signing out here. But stay tuned before I go, because you'll see right after this a special message for a special fan. Okay, cheers. Okay, welcome back. As I said, I had a very sort of special message, courtesy of the Steelhouse Festival, and Max Red there, who works his butt off putting together this festival all year round. So this is courtesy of the Steelhouse Festival. I'm going to hand over to Darren with a special surprise for a special viewer. So there you go, Darren.
This is a little message for one of Steelhouse's newest and biggest fans. This message for Ethan Kettle. And Underkill TV and Steelhouse Festival are pleased and privileged to let you know that you are cordially invited to the Steelhouse Festival this year, and you will have backstage tickets, so you'll be able to hang out with Alistair, sitting on in interviews, hang out with the bands, and get to see all of the killer bands playing this weekend. Steelhouse weekend, the weekend of Steelhouse.
Excellent. So Ethan, if you and your dad want to come down for the weekend and enjoy that, that's courtesy of the Steelhouse Festival. Hope you enjoy having a fantastic weekend, and hopefully perhaps they can sit in when we have a chat to you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to seeing you there, and yeah, you can come and say hello. Yeah.
Excellent, guys. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you very soon. This is Alistair, Darren and Gareth from Buffalo Summer signing out here. Cheers, guys. Thank you.